如果你在聆听时不需要频繁暂停就能理解大意，那么你的英语积累在日常表达中是完全够用的。像学母语一样学英语，我们开始吧。
Beatrix was a very skilled assassin, one of the best in a secret team led by a man named Bill. An assassin is a special kind of killer, very good at secret and dangerous work. Beatrix was one of Bill's top team members. But Beatrix wanted a new, quiet life. She was going to marry another man and have a baby. So she left Bill and the assassin team. Bill felt like Beatrix had turned her back on him and their group. He was very, very angry. So Bill and his other top assassins, who were once Beatrix's friends, went to stop her happy new beginning. One day, at a small wedding chapel in Texas, Beatrix was there for her wedding rehearsal. Because it was her wedding day soon, people there might have called her the bride. But after Bill and his helpers arrived, the happy day turned terrible. The bride lay on the floor. Her white wedding dress was torn and stained with blood. She was hurt very badly. Around her, many people from her wedding party were hurt too. Bill walked up to her. He looked down at the bride. She was very weak, but she whispered, "Bill, it's your baby." Bill looked at her for a moment, then he said, "I know." After that, he did an awful thing. He hurt her in the head very badly and left her there as if she was gone forever. But the bride was very strong, stronger than Bill knew. 4 years later, the bride woke up. She had been in a deep sleep in a hospital for all that time. When she opened her eyes, she did not know where she was. Then she remembered the church. She remembered Bill and his helpers. She remembered her baby. She touched her tummy. The baby was not there. A big, big sadness came over her. Tears ran down her face. She cried and cried. Then she felt something else. Anger, a big, hot anger for Bill and his group who hurt her, took her baby away, and ruined her new life. She soon found out something else, something even more awful. While she was asleep in the hospital, unable to move or speak, a bad man who worked there, an orderly, had been hurting her. He had been selling her body to other men. These men would come to her room and do awful, violating things to her when she was asleep and could not stop them. When the bride woke up and got a little bit of her strength back, she understood what that bad man had done. She felt a cold, hard anger. The first man who came to her room after she woke up got a big surprise. The bride, even though she was still weak, fought back very hard. She made sure that orderly and the man with him that day would never hurt anyone again. Her long, hard road to set things right had started. Her arms and legs would not move right. They felt like wood. She lay in her bed and told her big toe, "Move, move, big toe." She tried for many hours. Slowly, slowly, her toe moved. Then her foot, then her legs. It hurt very much, but she did not stop. She had to be strong again. She had a list in her head. The list had names of the people from Bill's group of assassins who hurt her at the church. She was going to find all of them. She knew who she had to find first. After many hours of hard work, just trying to make her body move, the bride could finally stand up. She found some clothes. She got into a wheelchair and rolled herself out of her room. She found the bad orderly's car keys. She got into his truck and drove away from the hospital. Her long trip was starting. Her first stop, Vernita. Vernita was one of the assassins from Bill's group who had attacked the bride at the wedding chapel. The bride drove the truck to a quiet town in California. She found Vernita's house. It was a pretty house with bright colors and green grass. Vernita was living a new life there. She had a new name and a little daughter. The bride rang the doorbell. Vernita opened it. When Vernita saw the bride, her eyes got very big. She was shocked. She knew why the bride was there. Right away, they started to fight. It was a fast, hard fight in Vernita's pretty living room. They used knives. They were both very skilled assassins from their old life. Chairs and tables fell over, glass broke. Suddenly, the front door opened. A little girl, Vernita's daughter, came in from school. She saw her mother and another woman holding knives, breathing hard. The room was a mess. "Hi, Mommy," the little girl said. Vernita and the bride stopped fighting right away. They tried to act like nothing was wrong. Vernita told her little girl to go to her room. When the girl was gone, Vernita and the bride went to the kitchen. They put their knives down. Vernita knew why the bride had come. She said she was sorry for what happened a long time ago. But she said she had a new life now and a daughter. "We can finish this later tonight," Vernita said. "Not here. Not where my little girl can see." The bride said, "Okay." But then Vernita tried to trick her. She had a tiny gun hidden in a cereal box. She quickly grabbed it and shot at the bride, but the bride was quicker. She knew Vernita might try a trick. She threw her knife. It was hard and fast. It hit Vernita in the chest. Vernita made a small sound and fell down. The fight was over for her. Just then, Vernita's little girl came into the kitchen. She saw her mother on the floor, not moving. The bride looked at the little girl. She felt sad for this child, but she knew she had to do what she came to do. "I did not want to do this in front of you," the bride told the little girl. Her voice was quiet but strong. "I'm truly sorry for that. But your mother was one of the people who hurt me very badly. When you grow up, if you still feel very angry about this, I will be waiting." Then the bride left Vernita's pretty house. In her mind, she put a line through a name on her list. Next, the bride knew she needed a very good sword, the best sword in the world. She needed it for the others on her list, especially for Oren. Oren had also been at the chapel that terrible day, one of Bill's closest assassins in the attack. There was only one man who could make such a sword, a man named Hanzo. He lived far away in Japan. Hanzo used to make wonderful swords, but many years ago he promised he would never make another sword for fighting. Now, he had a small, quiet sushi restaurant. The bride went all the way to Japan. She went into the sushi restaurant. Hanzo looked at her. He was an old man with wise eyes. He knew she was not there just to eat. They talked. The bride told him she needed a fine Japanese sword to fight Bill and his people, including Oren. When Hanzo heard Bill's name, his face got very serious. Bill had been his student a long, long time ago. Hanzo felt Bill had used his teachings in a bad way, a way that was not right. He felt sad and ashamed. So Hanzo decided to break his promise just one time. He would make one last sword. It would be his best sword ever. He would make it for the bride. He spent a whole month in his secret room above the restaurant, working with fire and steel. When the sword was finished, it was beautiful and very, very sharp. He gave it to the bride. She bowed low to thank him. Now she felt ready for Oren. Oren had a sad and angry story. When Oren was a little girl in Japan, a bad man in a gang hurt her parents very badly, right in front of her. She saw it all, her heart filled with hate. She trained hard to become a deadly assassin. When she grew up, she found that bad man and made him pay for what he did. After the terrible day at the wedding chapel where she helped Bill attack the bride, Bill helped O-Ren become the leader of a big group of bad men in Tokyo. She was very strong, and everyone was afraid of her. The bride went to Tokyo. She found out that O-Ren would be at a big restaurant called the House of Blue Leaves. O-Ren had many guards. There was a woman who was her close friend and helper. There was also a very young but very mean girl in a school uniform named Go-Go who fought with a dangerous spinning ball on a chain. And there was O-Ren's group of fighters called the Crazy 88. They all wore black suits and masks, and they all carried sharp swords. The bride put on a yellow suit. She got on a motorcycle and put her special new sword on her back. She rode to the House of Blue Leaves. She walked into the restaurant and called O-Ren's name loud and clear. The fight started. First, she had to fight Go-Go. Go-Go was young, but she was a wild fighter. They had a hard fight, but the bride was smarter and stronger. The fight ended for Go-Go. Then O-Ren's woman helper tried to use her phone to call for more help. The bride quickly stopped her. She hurt the woman's arm very badly with her sword. "Tell O-Ren to come out and fight me," the bride shouted. Suddenly, all the lights went out. When they came back on, the bride was all alone in the middle of a circle of men. The Crazy 88 gang was all around her. "You did not think it would be this easy, did you?" said the hurt woman helper from the floor. The bride looked at all the men in masks. "You know," she said, "for a little bit, yes, I kinda did." Then the biggest fight began. The bride fought all of the Crazy 88s by herself. Swords made ringing sounds. It was like a wild dance. The bride was amazing. Her fine sword moved like lightning. She got hurt, but she never stopped. One by one, the men from the Crazy 88 fell down. The fight was long and very hard, but in the end, the bride won. O-Ren had watched from upstairs. Now she came down. She wore a pretty white dress. She and the bride walked out into a snowy garden behind the restaurant. It was quiet and white with snow. "I hope you saved some strength," O-Ren said. They bowed. Then their swords touched. It was a beautiful and scary sword fight. They were both very good with swords. Finally, the bride saw her chance. With a fast, strong move, she struck O-Ren. O-Ren fell to her knees. "That was a really good sword," O-Ren whispered. Then she fell forward. The fight was over for her too. The bride put a line through O-Ren's name on her list in her mind. The bride took O-Ren's woman helper with her. It was important that Bill got a message. So after making sure the very scared woman understood what to say, the bride let her go near a hospital. The message for Bill was clear. The bride was coming for him and for all of them.
作为一个母语非英语的人，能把故事听完，你的进步太大了。感谢你收看这个节目。如果你觉得这个节目对你有帮助，请给我一个点赞或者留下评论，这对我很重要。这里是像学母语一样学英语频道，我们下个视频见。